Welcome back, everyone. As I promised, we do have reporters outside of the courthouse in the Weinstein case, and we have our very own Brian Buckmire, who's been following the case and listening to what's going on in court. And we know that the jury has been asking multiple questions. They really wanted to know about Annabella Scorer and the fact that she actually was attacked and raped. Brian, can you tell us more about what was read back today in the courtroom?
Yeah, Terry, so it's interesting. We got the note late last night before the jury retired, and we started this morning with the defense attorney and the prosecutors deciding what, if all, information would be given to them. Now, we thought we'd get a long read back, but that didn't actually happen. Some of the major points in the cross-examination that were read back were points about Annabella Scorer's substance abuse, the actual alleged attack, the interaction after the alleged allegations of the attack, as well as Copland and then what happened in London. When the jury was about to retire to take a break in between some of the cross-examination, a quick note was sent out saying they had heard enough. Now, it's purely speculation. I had opportunity to speak with some of the defense counsel in this case, and we shared notes and kind of experience. We said, typically when a jury says they've heard enough in the middle of a readback, they're looking for specific information they might not have articulated in the note, and they obviously got that. The fact that they're focusing predominantly or specifically in the cross-examination made the defense maybe feel a little bit happier as to where they were standing in the case right now. Now, they didn't read what the stenographer said was another 45 minutes of Annabella Scorer's cross-examination, as well as a redirect and recross afterwards. So it seems like they're focusing very much on her. Now, before that readback, Terry, there was a bit of a spat between Donna and Gloria Allred right in open court. Now, I had an opportunity to speak with Arthur Adala, and he told me that he was right there. It seemed to be a conversation about Gloria Allred bringing up the fact that today's court proceedings would end around 3 p.m. because Donna had to attend a funeral. Now, Donna felt that the way that Gloria Allred had spoken about that in the public and in the media was a little bit not proper, I guess would be the right way to say it, but I was told that both were very professional and very cordial in the way they discussed it. There was just a disagreement there that was later put on the record by Donna Rotuno.
You know, it's interesting, Brian, because we know for a fact that the judge has already warned Donna Rotuno about speaking to the press, while Gloria Allred is able to do her press conferences all the time outside of the courtroom. Do you think that's unfair? Do you think that'll come up again throughout the course of these deliberations?
Well, I'll put it this way, Terry. There's fair and then there's what's legal. Now, is it fair that Gloria Allred gets to speak and not Donna Rotuno? To some degree, no, but they both hold two very different positions in this court proceeding. One is the defense counsel for a defendant who's being prosecuted by the state of New York. Another is a lawyer outside of the proceedings who simply represents the accused in this matter. So the judge really doesn't have a lot of power to silence or to put a protective order against Gloria Allred, where he does have a lot more power to do so against Donna Rotuno. So it feels a little bit wrong, but feelings are not really what the court's considering. They're more thinking about the power they have over these two lawyers.
Right. Overall, the questions to me seem to be focusing, you said they focused on the cross-examination of Annabella, and it seems as though I agree with you that the defense might be feeling a little up right now. They might be feeling a little good. Do you think that means the jury is not going to come back? We know the biggest case against Weinstein, if he were found guilty, would be the sexual predatory assault. That would be life. Do you think the defense is starting to think that there won't be the predatory sexual assault conviction?
I can tell you, Terry, from speaking with the defense counsel, because we do the same job. I do as a public defender and he does as defense counsel, and we see each other back and forth outside the courtroom. So we talk about these things, and we have a similar theory that you hope for the best, but you expect the worst. And so there's this hesitation when you talk to defense counsel about what they could read into this, where they would say, you know what, I feel a little bit good about this. It seems that like this is kind of leaning our way, but then they'll immediately pull back and be like, but you never know. This is reading tea leaves. We're not quite sure. So they're optimistic, but very hesitant in feeling so.
Right. Has there been any more questions about this juror who we thought might have some bias because she did a book review? Is that all quiet now?
that seems to be quiet down now. I think we're pretty deep into the proceedings. I think as defense counsel might want to do, I think they're fishing, as some would say it, to try to get that first alternative juror who is an older white male. They might perceive that he is a better juror for them in this case, and so they might be trying to get rid of someone who they perceive or see might have a bias towards their client. But it seems that the judge is not entertaining any arguments. I think Aaron Keller brought it up very well in the Daily Debrief yesterday that this is a potential for reversal if Harvey Weinstein is convicted. They might be quiet about it now, but if he's convicted of any of these charges, they'll definitely bring it up later.
Right. And let me ask you this. What is Harvey Weinstein? Is he, I'm assuming he's in the courtroom, but this is deliberation, so he doesn't have to be. Have you seen him today?
So I haven't seen him as yet. I walked into the courtroom just early this afternoon, and there's actually a small room behind the court, or to the side of the court is probably a better way of saying it, where defense counsel as well as Harvey Weinstein can stay. And he's pretty much been in there for the most part. You've got to remember that the jury typically doesn't come out for these types of arguments as to what evidence will be given once the note comes out. So your client doesn't really need to be there. He's only really there if they're doing readbacks in front of the stenographers, because you want the jury to see that he's a part of all the proceedings in the case and he's not secreted away somewhere.
Okay, let me ask you one last thing, and this is reading tea leaves, and I know it's hard to do, Brian. How much longer do you think the jury will deliberate? It's Friday. People normally think that will be the end of it. Do you think they'll end, or will we go into next week?
So my bet initially walking into this is Friday would have been the day. I would have anticipated the judge to extend the verdict waiting time until maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock, because he's trying to squeeze out every last minute. However, Donna Rotuno does have a funeral that she needs to go to, and that is something that the court is understanding of and is going to let the jury go early. And so with that early ceiling of 3 p.m. today, it's really guesswork. I would have thought today would have been the day, but maybe Monday, because you still got to think they really haven't asked questions of Jessica Mann's testimony. So do they not believe her outright? Do they believe her completely? Or is that another point in which they want to dive deeper into to see if these charges should sustain?
Right, Brian, thank you so much. We really appreciate you getting us all that information and all those details in the Weinstein case. Stay warm.
I'll try.
Okay, great.